Hey, welcome back to the channel, and if this is your first time finding me, my name is Gerard. Today, we are looking at my most recent rack store pickup where I go into my Burlingtons, Marshalls, TJ Maxx's, and Nordstrom Racks to try to find fantastic deals on fragrances. So if that's content you want to see more of, be sure to like this video, hype it, all the good things. But let's not waste any time. Let's jump right into the store footage. When you see Nordstrom Rack, I mean, it's really strange. There's a lot of fragrances that I think are overpriced. You can find them much cheaper in other places, and it's usually fragrances that you would not expect to be overpriced, right? Everybody else has them cheap. For whatever reason, Nordstrom Rack hasn't caught on. But then from time to time, they'll have a discontinued gem underpriced. So perfect example of that is I actually picked up a few years back now my Prada Luna Rossa Black fragrance from shopping Nordstrom Rack, which has become one of my favorite fragrances of all time. At that time, that scent was discontinued. It had been taken off of Prada's website. More and more discounters were running out of it, and it was hard to find for a little while. So I found it, I found the big bottle, and it was way underpriced than what I had seen it going for in other places. So that was a steal, and I have that same feeling about this one today. The fragrance I ended up grabbing was CH Men Birds of Paradise from Carolina Herrera. This is a limited edition fragrance, and I've never tried it. Now, this has been on my radar. I was curious about this one. Again, I just never got around to trying it. I actually paid, well, it was listed at 33% savings, $79.97, but I had a $10 credit. So I ended up paying with tax around 74 bucks. Which I think is a good deal. On Joma Shop right now, it's about $10 more expensive. So usually Joma Shop is kind of the go-to in terms of like fair pricing. A lot of times you're gonna find things pretty cheaply there. I know there's other sites. I haven't really used those other sites, and I don't necessarily completely trust them, but if I have a good experience with them, I'll talk about it here. This is an eau de parfum concentration. I don't know much about it, so as I always do on a busted open, I'm gonna get it on skin, walk you guys through what I pick up, and ultimately let you know if CH Men Birds of Paradise from Carolina Herrera is actually any good. Let's get into it. So here you have the presentation. I actually really like this bottle. I think it's cool. Very different. I want to say there are two cans on there. Two cans. And you have this kind of nice forest green wrap with this gold beading around the top and bottom. So I quite like the presentation here. I think it's something different. It's going to stand out on your shelf. Plastic cap, decently heavy, nothing crazy. Let's take a look at the atomizer. Nice atomizer, puts out a good amount of juice. And let's see what this does off of skin. Well, first in the air. In the air, tropical feeling, definitely getting paradise vibes. It is sweet, a little bit fruity. There's also an aquatic undertone to it, so it feels a little maybe salty aquatic. So fruity, some freshness too, but that's not really the first thing that jumps out at me. It's very tropical feeling, along again with maybe a little bit of a kind of clean dryer sheet vibe, a little musky. In the air, it's really nice, and I'm not really thinking of any other fragrances when I spray this in the air, which is cool, because it could come across as something different on skin, which would be ideal. We've all smelled the same things over and over again. I want something different. Let's see what it does. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, even more fruitiness off of my skin. Very, very pleasant scent. This is reminding me of almost being on vacation. It's a high heat type of scent profile. And I can honestly say this smells like nothing else in my collection at this point. Very different. It has a slightly, almost like Fruit Loops, like the cereal Fruit Loops. But underneath that is this musk and aquaticness, which is lending itself to feel a little more versatile than just your typical like high heat freshie. It's unique in that way. I think you could wear this in a lot of situations. I definitely think you could wear this to work, to school, more casually. But I'm also, it's wintertime here still, and we just had like literally an ice storm last night, which sucks, I'm over it. But next week, they're talking about it being in the 70s here in Boston. So I could see myself wearing this now, and then when it gets warm as well. But definitely the high heat. I think it's gonna, certain elements of this fragrance are gonna pop when it's really hot outside. Yeah, I like this. I'd be curious to see what the notes are. Let's take a look. All right, so the notes are chamomile, violet leaves, driftwood, fir, cashmere wood, sandalwood, and tonka bean. I am shocked to not see any fruit there. Maybe the chamomile is lending some fruitiness to this. It definitely is. Now, the violet leaf, I can see that. It stands out. It's definitely giving it that aquatic vibe. Then you have some woods and the musk, and it's really, really kind of an interest. It really doesn't remind me of anything, which is, again, cool. I think that having a unique fragrance in the collection, unique presentation, I mean, this is what we want as collectors, as enthusiasts of fragrances. The other thing that stands out here is that it's not a particularly youthful fragrance. It is sweet. As it's drying down, it's getting even a little bit sweeter. So, but the sweetness is not what you're used to in modern fragrances. And I know this is a modern fragrance, but I guess what I'm trying to say is it's not the same type of sweetness, that mass appealing sweetness that is at the top of like every designer fragrance. It's very different than that. So in that way, it's unique. It feels a little more mature and kind of grown man sweetness here. I think this is going to be a beautiful scent trail. It's not one of those fragrances that you necessarily want to just put up to your nose and smell up close, because there are things here that I know, that I am certain of, are gonna leave a really nice sillage. I've sprayed enough of these things to know that this is gonna have a nice scent trail. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna reach for this. It also reminds me a little bit of how the violet leaf is used in Burberry Touch. And I think that's why this one is so intriguing to me, because that, again, is one of my top 10 fragrances. Burberry Touch, one of the best cheapies that you will ever pick up. This is much more tropical feeling. It's not as peppery or spicy as the Burberry, but the way the violet leaf is used here is very close to that. As it's drying down a little bit, I am getting a slight tea-like quality to this. So that chamomile, it smells like a steeped cup of tea, but just perfectly balanced. It's not overdone. It's not overwhelming. It doesn't smell like something you wouldn't want to wear. Because that's the danger with some of these tea fragrances or tea notes in fragrances, is that they're very strong, and it's like, it just smells like you spilt a cup of tea on your shirt and let it dry and walked around the rest of the day. So that's not super appealing to me. I think they do a really good job here of balancing the tea with the tonka and the sandalwood. So you have this woody base, the cashmere wood, as in adding this little sort of synthetic fuzziness to it. Very, very nice fragrance. I'm impressed. I like this one quite a bit. Now, the only drawback to this is that, again, the weather here has been shitty, for lack of a better word. It's been really cold, snowy, ice. So this is not something that I would typically reach for in those months. However, as I always do, I'm gonna wear this next week, because next week it's gonna be 74 degrees. We might break a record next week. So this is the first thing I'm reaching for. I'm gonna put it on my shelf, and that way I'll be reminded that this is part of my lineup next week. And I'm curious to see what this does in the higher heat, because I think, as I said, certain elements are gonna pop, they're gonna come alive, and you're gonna experience the fragrance as it was meant to be experienced. So if you guys haven't seen my weekly rotation videos, I drop those every single Monday. Again, I'll talk more about overall performance, longevity, what I got from this. And yeah, I would love for you guys to subscribe to the channel. We just hit 28K. I am pumped. I'm gonna be doing a giveaway very soon. I mean, very soon. So subscribe so you do not miss it. Be curious to know what you guys think of CH Men Birds of Paradise. Is this a fragrance that you have in your collection? Have you tried it? This is a sleeper, in my opinion. This is incredible. I like this one. So I'd be curious to know what you guys think. Can't wait to wear it next week in the high heat. Drop it in the comments. Let me know. Did I nail it? Did I not? Drop it down below. But until next time, guys, enjoy your day, and I'll see you in the next video.